Hey, what is going on YouTube? Big Philly with Poor Boys RC. Thanks again for tuning in. Today, we are going to do a 2-week review of the Losi LMT Grave Digger. I've had the truck, like I said, for 2 weeks now. I've had the chance to get it out, run it a little bit, make a running video. If you haven't watched it yet, I'll throw a link in the description below. Check that out. And I haven't been brutal on the truck, and I haven't beat the living heck out of it. I'm not launching it 30 feet in the air, but I'm doing what the truck is built to do, catching some air, bashing it around on the beach. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna just do a quick review on this thing and kind of let you know what some of the good is about the truck at this stage and some of the bad about this truck, because it's not all perfect. It's an amazing truck, but there are some weak points. So we're gonna dive into that. So stay tuned, go grab a drink, come on back, and let's get into this thing. So first things first, I really want to go over the good, and look at it. It looks awesome. It looks like a real grave digger. It doesn't look like an SMT10. It's not motor on axle like a Clod is. Now don't beat me up. I love Clod busters. You guys know that. True scale looking monster truck. They did a great job with the decals. The body looks great. The wheelie bar is not exactly scale, and to be honest, I don't know if I need it. I might even take it off. But look at it. It's a beautiful scale truck. Axles look like scale monster truck axles. The open headers, it looks like a scale. It looks like a real monster truck scaled down. They absolutely nailed it. Long travel suspension, the tires, the wheels look amazing from the outside. So a lot of really great things about this truck, and I just want to start with just the cosmetics on it. Let's dig into the bones of this truck and talk about some of the positives there. Talking about the chassis, yeah, we've got this battery hold down strap, which is very versatile. I love what they've done with it. Smart design, 2-3S, easy and easy to secure, and holds your batteries down exceptionally well. Smart design, I love it. Speed controller is absolutely brilliant. Not only does it look super cool, it's a smart speed controller. They put the on-off switch in a very easy to locate area. You can easily tuck your finger underneath and hit that big power button. Great location, looks cool, smart functionality. This is a 10 out of 10 right here, what they've done. I don't remember getting an RTR that has a speedo quite as awesome as this one. This guy is simply outstanding. And while we're talking about the electronics, the supplied brushless motor, while it is not sensored, so you do get a bit of cogging at low speed, which to me is not a big deal. Again, it's waterproof, and this motor has that perfect balance of torque and power, if you ask me. I think they did a great job selecting this motor. It works perfect for this application. I've been running mine on 2S only. I'm very happy with the speed and the way the truck performs overall. Underneath this gear cover, Losi's got what they call cush drive. That cush drive absorbs impacts in your drivetrain as you're jumping the truck around. And all of you guys with big tire monster trucks know that these big wheels can cause havoc on differentials. Cush drive, from what I can tell you guys right now, has been working beautifully. I've landed this thing on throttle, off throttle, awkward landings. You know, it's a monster truck. I've been bombing it around, and I haven't heard any grumpy sounds come out of the differentials at all. Cush drive is doing a fantastic job. Long travel shocks, guys, doing a great job absorbing all the big bumps, and they work great. Really nice movement on those shocks. Couldn't be happier with those. And to end it on a good note, I want to talk about the steering servo. And again, with most RTRs, you're going to pick up an RTR and you pretty much want to change the electronics half the time, most of the times. And usually the steering servo is one of the first things you want to change on RTRs, because they are not the best. This servo, I have no intention of changing it. I'm just bashing this truck around. I'm not racing. If you wanted to race, you'd probably want something faster with a bit more power. But I'm not racing, and for the purpose of an RTR, I'm actually surprised at how strong this servo was. Moving these big meaty tires, I could sit there on flat ground, not moving, and I can turn the wheel and the tires turn with ease. The servo is up to the task of moving these big tires, and this integrated servo saver is amazing. It has worked well. I've kind of bounced off some rocks and had some awkward landings with this thing, and that servo is still alive and kicking. So really great job with that servo selection. Now let's talk about some of the bad on this truck. And there isn't a whole lot bad on this truck, but No truck is perfect, and I just want to go over some of the things that I think Losi could work on if they're going to fine tune this vehicle. So take a quick look at the peeling paint on the front end of the truck. And I'm being realistic, the front end of this body does stick out past the front wheels. So you do have to be realistic. It is going to take a beating. This area here in the nose especially is taking quite a bit of a pounding. And the paint's just kind of peeling off. And the way it's peeling off, it almost looks as though it's the wrong paint for the body, the way it's coming off like that. And that peeling paint happened after the first run on this truck. So I was pretty disappointed to see that. The truck has a pretty big price tag on it. So to have paint peeling off after a first light run, I was pretty disappointed. I did reach out to Losi's customer service right away, and someone did respond to me within 24 hours, which was fantastic if you ask me. I did inquire about the bodies and if they're going to be changing anything in the paint department, because in my opinion, it doesn't look like that paint's sticking properly. So I'm hoping to get an answer back from them. I haven't got one yet, but I will say that they did respond to that initial email within 24 hours, which is important. Another one of the bad items on the truck, if you ask me, guys, is while I love the tires, I love the look of the wheel on the outside, we have this short course style looking wheel where on the inside we've got a larger diameter rim than we do on the outside, and it's certainly not scaled to look that way. I understand why they did it. They have to do it to make everything fit. I totally get it, but it's just not scale, and it does look a little bit funny if you look inside here with this giant inner room with a short little sidewall on a monster truck. And the final item that made it to my bad list was I took this thing out yesterday and ran it, and again, I'm not running it that hard, and I'm only running on 2S, and it started making a funny sound out of the rear axle. And if you look here, look how much play there is there. So the bearing here on this output shaft, that bearing is completely gone. That's pretty disappointing, because that can lead to blown up gears and a lot more issues inside this rear axle. After 3.5 battery packs on 2S, that's no bueno. So that's it for the Losi LMT Grave Digger review, guys. We've had a lot of good. The good list is definitely longer than the bad list. The bad list does have some pretty major concerns, if you ask me, especially with the blown bearing in the rear end after 3.5 battery packs. It's a little on the concerning side, but overall, this truck is a ton of fun to drive. And the best part about it is that it looks like a real monster truck. For the first time that I can actually say in RC history, other than all the cool custom builds you see, this is an out-of-the-box, real scale looking monster truck. It performs, it moves like a real monster truck. When it jumps, the way it lands like a real monster truck. If you like monster trucks, get this thing. You'll be so happy you did. It looks, works, and feels like a real scale monster truck. Thanks again for tuning in, everybody. Hope you had an awesome weekend, and be excellent to each other.